that damaged road today. A man is under arrest tonight and a woman in the hospital after an overnight stabbing in Salt Lake City. Philip Wilkins is accused of stabbing a woman, then strangling her near 6th West and North Temple. Wilkins also accused of stealing the woman's phone and assaulting a police officer. The victim is in the hospital with serious but non-life-threatening injuries. Police still investigating what led up to that stabbing. The Sandy Police Department mourning the death of an officer today. K-9 handler Brad Taylor just passed away from a medical condition. In a statement, the department says their hearts are broken. They're asking everyone to keep Taylor's wife, daughters, and the rest of their family in their thoughts and prayers. An unofficial cause of death hasn't been released yet. Tonight on 2 News at 6, Darby Sparks learning more about Brad Taylor and ways you can help his family during this very difficult time. Steve Harwell, the former lead singer of the band Smash Mouth, is dead at the age of 56. The band's manager said the singer died at his home in Boise, Idaho. Harwell was recently in hospice care due to liver failure. Smash Mouth's hits include All Star, Walking on the Sun, and a cover of I'm a Believer. That's the latest news update for you. I'm Mark Cabell. We'll see you back here a little bit later on this afternoon.
New girls' gyms on the far left.
For the most part, it was organized chaos, I guess, is how my city manager described it to me. He was on scene.
1619, building squared.
You respond as though it's an active threat.
Exactly. Exactly. We had officers on scene approximately a minute after the initial call, and then the school proceeded to do their lockdown, follow their procedures and protocol.
Somebody start taking control here. Start blocking off every single hallway, leaving one guy with a long gun holding all major halls.
The video shows law enforcement moving quickly throughout the buildings on campus.
Sheriff's office, we're coming in.
Clearing some buildings and rooms in a matter of minutes after the threat was called in. Checking on students, faculty, and staff.
Law enforcement, coming in.
More than 75 officers from Utah County converged on the high school, in addition to local fire and EMS personnel. During the response, they got word this was all a hoax.
This has happened now at several schools in Utah County. These calls have come in, so we're being extra careful and searching through the whole school.
Spanish Fork Police Chief Matt Johnson reviewed the body camera video we're showing you. He says his officers followed their training.
I have checked this one. Oh, you guys need to lock this door, okay?
He was very impressed with the students and staff, but there are some important notes he's taking away from this incident.
What are the challenges between the inner workings of the school itself?
One thing was just searching. It's a large campus, and just you had different officers there that weren't familiar with the school. Granted, we had 18 to 20 of our local officers there that were familiar with the school.
Anyone got a key?
One challenge that we did have was keys to the school, and since then we've made additional keys that we keep throughout the different schools. So we thought 20 keys might have been enough, but when you have 75 officers responding, you need more keys.
Also, some difficulty setting up a unified command location for fire and EMS while officers worked to clear the school.
I had a couple officers refer to it as the best training we could have ever had because we thought it was real.
You feel like you're prepared for the what-if scenario here in Spanish Fork?
I believe we are, yes.
That footage showed a response at one school, but one legislator, also a police chief, warns the state has no standard response for a school shooting.
And he says that could lead to confusion among police responding in the most dire emergency. Paul Nelson tells us what changes this lawmaker is calling for to keep kids safe.
Law enforcement, anyone in here, make yourself known.
Dozens of officers heading inside Spanish Fork High School searching for an active shooter that wasn't actually there. Ogden Police Lieutenant William Farr says their response to Ogden High School was very similar. First, they plugged into the school security cameras to see if they could find anything.
They were clearing the school visibly as well with the cameras, and then we sent officers into the school and the same tactics that we would use as if there were an actual active shooter.
A few minutes later, they got word that other schools were getting similar calls, like Spanish Fork High School, and that it might have been a massive hoax. But Farr says they didn't know for sure, so they sent between 35 and 50 officers inside, a potentially frightening sight.
Either way, the students, the faculty, the community are going to be traumatized.
What exactly do officers do to make sure that the students are safe while they look into whether or not this was even a real situation at all?
Well, there's training that happens in each one of the schools as far as the safety plan, and each one of the students and the teachers and the faculty all know exactly what that safety plan entails.
The Roy Police Department was sent to assist, but Chief Matthew Gwynn says not all schools and not all police agencies would react to a potential shooter in the same way.
The problem is schools within a district may not respond the same. School districts within the state may not respond the same when it comes to their way to handle incidents of violence or natural events.
When that happens, he says responding officers might not clearly know what they're supposed to do.
There could absolutely be confusion. We may not understand what that city is doing or why. That particular city may not understand what we're doing or why. So it's imperative that we not only have a standardized response protocol, but it's imperative that we also train together.
He says there should be one statewide response plan that all schools, districts, and LEAs get trained on, and it should have some flexibility so police can change their plan if needed.
And we will have people in command and control that will be pushing that information down or up as they see fit so that we can respond to what is actually ongoing at the time.
Meanwhile, on Capitol Hill, Representative Ryan Wilcox says he has enough support behind his bill that would increase the penalties for anyone who calls in this kind of hoax.
Those who are responsible for keeping your kids safe are more engaged than we ever have been. And we're gonna look for opportunities like this to make sure that we're taking care of them so that all that your kid is worried about is learning what they need to learn.
Paul Nelson, KUTV 2 News.
If Wilson's upcoming bill gets passed, most hoaxes like this would be tried as second-degree felonies. While the person behind the hoaxes in March may still be at large, Wilson says most of the people making threats locally are indeed caught.
Park City schools have spent tens of thousands of dollars on seatbelts for school buses in the last several years. Of the district's 30 buses, 7 now have belts on board.
That's at cost of between $70,000 to $100,000. But Crisis in the Classroom reporter Chris Jones shows us the district seems unsure as to why they bought them.
7 of Park City's 30 school buses are equipped with safety belts.
I would say maybe 10%, maybe 15%.
But former Park City bus driving instructor Annie Clark says most of them go unused every day, and she feels the district is opening itself up to a lawsuit.
Something bad happens. Somebody gets hurt that would not have if they'd been using the lap shoulder belts. They said they'll own this district.
She pushed the district to draft a policy that would require the kids to use them. But she says upper management refused.
And reiterated to them that all that has to happen is a policy to be created. And
did anything ever come of that?
No.
I got a tour of the buses, and as far as I could tell, the belts are underutilized and complicated.
And it's obvious these seatbelts aren't being used. Look at this. It hasn't been touched, you can tell. And if you're a little kid and you're trying to figure out this 4-point harness, it is definitely going to take you some time.
As you can see right here.
Mike Tanner is Chief Operating Officer for Park City Schools. He says the jury is still out on if the belts keep kids safe. And he adds, there hasn't been a kid injured on a Park City school bus in 30 years. But still, the district added the belts anyway.
For us, we viewed it as why not, right? First off, from a discipline perspective, and particularly with the younger kids, it keeps them in a seat and keeps them from jumping around. And
so Tanner says it's to keep kids in their seats, but he isn't even sure if they're safer. And kids aren't using them, so why did the district spend tens of thousands of dollars to install them?
If it's not required, why even add them? Because then you just invite the questions of, well, why aren't you requiring people to use them? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a public relations issue. We have the seatbelt available and they want to have their kid buckled in, there's the option to do that.
Why not use the new and improved technology?
For Annie, she's perplexed. She says, if you don't think they work, why buy them? If you have them, why not require their use? And if they're not used and there's a big accident,
what kind of fallout?
Oh, it would be huge. It would be huge. The outcry from the public, I think, would just be immense. Why didn't we know we had these? Why aren't you using them?
Chris Jones, 2 News.
Despite the questions about the safety and lack of usage, Tanner, the COO for Park City Schools, says the district will continue to equip buses with seat belts in the future. Artificial intelligence may help with school security, but in the classroom, it's causing some major headaches.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Oh, great. So it's for cheating.
Teachers and schools are playing catch-up as artificial intelligence makes cheating much more difficult to spot.
The families are going to a place where they can afford the housing.
Some school districts have been forced to close school after school, while others can barely keep up with surging class sizes. Why it's happening, still ahead on this special edition of 2 News at 4.
Tuesday on 2 News at 10.
This is a game changer.
How artificial intelligence is revolutionizing Utah classrooms.
It's just making me a better teacher.
2 News shows you the positive ways AI could change teachers' jobs. Tuesday on 2 News at 10.
You rang? What's up?
I got hit by a car.
Ooh. Lucky you, just a couple of scratches. I think we can settle this.
Don't accept that check. Craig Swamp and Associates will take it from here.
After an accident, the insurance company wants to settle with you for as small of a check as possible, like this one.
We'll make sure you get the help you deserve, and we only get paid after you win.
One call, that's all.
801-444-4444.
This is a story of first downs and second chances.
I wanted to keep playing, but my feet hurt.
You'd think all those big league experts could have helped.
You have access to anything, but none of it worked.
His football career ended, but his plantar fasciitis pain didn't. Till he found the Good Feet store.
I got fitted for my arch supports. Let me tell you something. They work.
Now, he recommends Good Feet to
anybody. If you move, go to the Good Feet store.
So get moving. Come in for your free fitting.
I'm Larry Gelwicks, the getaway guru for Morris Columbus Travel. Run away to the sunny beaches of Cancun, blue ocean waters, white sand beaches, and non-stop fun with Delta Vacations. For details, contact Morris Columbus Travel.
My late father-in-law lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had AMD. I didn't know it then, but it can progress to GA, an advanced form of the disease. His struggle with vision loss from AMD made me want to help you see warning signs of GA, like straight lines that seem wavy, blurry or missing visual spots that make it hard to see faces, like this one. or trouble with low light. That makes driving at night a real challenge. If you've been diagnosed with AMD and notice vision changes, don't wait. GA is irreversible. It's important to catch it early. Talk to your eye doctor about GA and learn more at gawon'twait.com.
Only at Vanguard, you're more than just an investor, you're an owner. That means your priorities are ours, too. Our retirement tools and advice can help you leave a legacy for the ones you love. That's the value of ownership.
Okay, Floor and Decor, show me what you've got. Now this tile says spa day all day, but this tile says classic on glam. And this modern look, it's sleek yet chic. Okay, I've got it. Everything I need to pull this project together, and all at the perfect price.
At Floor and Decor, you can realize any aspirational project at an inspirational price. Because with an unmatched selection of high-quality products, all at everyday low prices, your bathroom upgrade has never been more you. Discover Floor and Decor today. Gas, food, rent, everything's expensive, and we get it. We're literally putting our money where our mouth is. For the first time in DLC history, we'll be offering free loans all year to all new customers. Need 500, 1,000, even 5,000? What you borrow is what you pay back at the end of the week. No fees, no interest, just the principal. It's a great time to see what makes Dollar Loan Center so inexpensive, fun, and transparent.
Tuesday on 2 News at 10.
This is a game changer.
How artificial intelligence is revolutionizing Utah classrooms.
It's just making me a better teacher.
2 News shows you the positive ways AI could change teachers' jobs.
And when AI came on the scene, we realized this is the answer, this is the key.
And what the new AI programs mean for students and parents.
Now they can actually spend that time and that energy on the kids.
2 News investigates. Tuesday on 2 News at 10.
Welcome back, everyone. There are websites available right now that allow your kids to do little more than hit a button and create a perfectly written term paper in less than 30 seconds.
It's all part of the artificial intelligence revolution unfolding online, and it's $1 billion technology funded by people like Elon Musk. Crisis in the Classroom reporter Chris Jones shows us how AI could change education forever.
Okay, here's the command.
This is the ChatGPT website. It's a chatbot and it's very simple. Just type in a prompt.
Read a 2-page paper for use in high school English class.
Click and presto. A paper ready for your high schooler to turn in, created in about 30 seconds.
About the novel To Kill a Mockingbird.
We showed this amazing technology to parents.
Oh, nice.
Who were blown away.
It's like crazy. It's crazy.
And concerned.
Oh, great. So it's for cheating.
This app is about to change everything.
And while you may not have heard of it, your kids certainly have.
ChatGPT is amazing.
It is all the talk on social media.
ChatGPT's been out for a while now.
I caught a student using it at one point.
Deborah Gatrell teaches social studies. Chatbots are already creeping into the classroom.
I've talked to some teachers and librarians who are very concerned about cheating.
But teachers like Gatrell do have an ally. For example, this is called GPT-0. Parents and teachers could plug the work into this website and find out if it was written by a chatbot. Now, Gatrell says this is great, but teachers simply have to be diligent.
We've been inventing new technologies for my entire life.
Her policy, no chatbots. Students have to write with pen and paper. But she admits, if used correctly, AI could make learning even better.
Just like we've done with, calculators, we teach kids math, but then we give them calculators and that accelerates the process and they can move on to more advanced things more quickly.
I don't think we have a good answer.
Vivek Srikumar is an associate professor of computing at the University of Utah. He says AI is already editing your emails and organizing your calendar. He says now it's up to administrators at schools to make rules.
This is where technology has gotten good enough that it interacts with the society and it influences and possibly changes the society, so we need to have a broader policy discussion.
So, Crisis in the Classroom started digging. We discovered school districts around Utah are just now getting their hands around this new technology. In Alpine, a spokesperson told me, quote, "I don't think we've done much with it yet." In Granite, they're paying attention to it, but aren't making any big changes, saying, quote, "Our current policies cover the issue." But in Jordan, they've banned the use of chatbots in schools. But of course, kids can still use them at home.
It is going to touch a lot of aspects of our life.
Shri Kumar says, like it or not, chatbots are here to stay. And schools, parents, and teachers need to be ready.
For example, if I'm grading an essay, I can't grade on autopilot. I need to pay attention, and it's going to be a little bit more effort.
Now using AI to keep kids safe. Granite School District is looking into the options with new weapons detection systems.
The devices are designed to spot things like guns and knives much better than an X-ray. Paul Nelson explains why a new school year brings a new weapons detection system.
Gunshots at Hunter High School.
3 people are shot. They're on the south side of the roadway.
Michael Rasmussen can remember being inside Hunter High School while it was in lockdown after a deadly shooting just west of school grounds in early 2022.
We all had to go into the auditorium to seek safety.
Some parents speculate that shooting was the reason why Hunter High School was selected for a weapons detection pilot program last year. But Granite School District officials say that is not the case. They say Hunter already had the layout to test these machines without having to make major renovations. Rasmussen says it took the students a little while to get used to the devices.
As time passed, it just got easier, but kids had to show up a little earlier just to go through it.
At first, parents and teachers thought this equipment would be like the metal detectors seen at the airport, but the manufacturers, Evolve Technology, say there's more to it than that. The students can walk through at a regular pace, there's no need to take things out of their pockets or backpacks, and as the students pass through, artificial intelligence determines if the student has a potential weapon or regular school supplies. Granite, however, did have some struggles last year with the pilot program.
The security company did struggle to staff all 6 positions consistently. There was turnover, there was absences during this pilot.
In fact, staffing will likely be the biggest expense the district would face if they put these devices in all of their high schools. And 21% of the students surveyed didn't believe the system was effective.
They identified ways of maybe gaming how to get around it, right? And thinking through it, maybe Frank can let me in a side door. Maybe it's not detecting everything that we think it should. Maybe the setting's too high.
But Granite officials confirmed the machines are a deterrent, with students posting about how they weren't able to bring guns to Hunter High. Still, incoming PTSA President Christy Rasmussen wishes the district would have tried it out at another school before bringing it to Hunter.
People think that Hunter High School got it and it's just ours and we're going to have it for the rest of the year. It was just a test.
Rasmussen spoke with a lot of students and faculty members at the school to find out what they felt about the weapons detection system. She got a wide variety of responses.
We have students who didn't like it. Some kids felt like they were in prison. Some kids felt that it delayed their attendance, it affected their attendance.
She also says there were some false positives where students were flagged for having weapons when they really didn't. Still, the majority of the teachers polled felt the devices made the school safer, and some even believe the inconvenience was worth it. Something Michael Rasmussen agrees with.
I believe it does keep us safe, and I understand everyone who feels like they're going to prison and stuff. I know how they all feel. But I feel like this definitely brings a lot more safety into this school.
And still ahead on 2 News at 4.
Backup bills and final notices and stuff. It's tough. I've been feeling I'm on a fixed income.
Some Utah families struggling to afford school supplies, but districts are finding ways to help.
We expect to lose another 2,000 to 3,000 students.
We were really, really upset.
School districts are shrinking, while young families are abandoning certain school districts and heading over to others. More on these stories when we return.
Closed caption brought to you by your Utah injury attorneys for over 30 years. Call Siegfried and Jensen today.
Next ET, we unlock our vault to spotlight Jennifer Aniston.
That's me.
Never before seen interviews that span 4 decades.
This does not happen.
Next ET.
Watch ET weeknights at 6:30 on KUTV2. Tuesday on 2 News at 10.
This is a game changer.
How artificial intelligence is revolutionizing Utah classrooms.
It's just making me a better teacher.
2 News shows you the positive ways AI could change teachers' jobs. Tuesday on 2 News at 10.
Growing up, it was always my smile that got people. It was my calling card in life.
The All-in-4 is same-day smile. So our patient literally comes into our office on our day of surgery and they leave with a new set of teeth same day.
I went for so long without being able to see my smile that when I saw my teeth again and that smile, it was like me again. Stubbs Dental is life-changing.
Schedule a free consultation. Call Stubbs Dental in Layton, Bountiful, Murray, and Lehigh.
Remodeling salespeople are always super high pressure. Am I right? Windows, siding, gutters, those suckers are gonna twist your arm. Not at RGS Exteriors. Instead, we have estimators. They evaluate your project, check for potential problems, and give you a straightforward quote. No pressure, no nonsense. If you'd like to do business with us, we'd be honored. If not, that's totally cool too. Free estimates, no pressure. That's RGS Exteriors.
Finishing your fall cleanup in one weekend? That's a lawn owner power move. Building stronger roots now for an early green up next spring? Even bigger power move. IFA's Fall and Winter Lawn Food. It's the ultimate lawn owner power move.
Balance of nature is fruits and vegetables. So this is actually what your body needs every day.
On the field, we have to be in shape to be able to run very quickly. Balance of nature gets me through that so much easier.
When I take Balance of Nature, I know I'm putting things in my body. It makes me positive, makes me feel good.
I believe Balance of Nature works because I've seen it work. There has been a change in my workouts, so I recommend it for everybody.
Hurry, this is your last chance to get 40% off your first order by using discount code FRESH.
Wow, look at the pipes in this house. They're full of rust and corrosion. No wonder your showers and faucets are down to a trickle. That's a problem we can permanently fix. Hi, I'm Pete from Repipe Specialists. If you have leaky pipes or low water pressure, don't let things get worse. Call Repipe Specialists today. We'll expertly and seamlessly repipe your home in just 1 to 2 days. Call now to save 20% and take advantage of our special financing and free in-home estimate. Call Repipe Specialists today.
Welcome back. School populations in Utah are shifting. Some school districts are losing students while others are growing.
All these changes cost communities in different ways, and I found it comes down to Utah's declining birth rate and the cost of housing.
I wish that the students were here to, see these raspberries grow. Look at that.
April Flores and her kids Danny and Leah love the garden at Mill Creek Elementary.
I planted stuff in this bed.
But Danny won't get to enjoy the fruit of his work.
When you heard that your school was going to close and you couldn't come back here next year, how did you feel?
Sad, really.
Why?
I really liked it.
The Granite School Board voted to close Mill Creek and 2 other elementaries starting this school year due to low enrollment.
We were really, really upset.
The board said it did not make financial sense to keep such a small school open.
I think just might be the charters that are opening and places like Daybreak growing and Harriman and people moving to those newer locations.
In the Granite School District where Danny and his family live, the school population peaked in the 90s at 78,000 students. Today,
we expect that we're going to settle around 55,000 students. We expect to lose another 2,000 to 3,000 students.
Granite School District spokesman Ben Horsley says there's another big reason kids are disappearing from some Granite schools, mostly on the east side.
A lot of families can't afford some of those homes, and so it might just be a 2,000 square foot Rambler, but it's going for 700,000, and that is not something a young family can afford.
The Canyon School District is also losing students. The decline started in 2019.
Canyon School District roughly had about 34,000 students. Well, in the last school year, we had about 31,000 students.
Where are all these kids going?
The families are going to a place where they can afford the housing. Here in Canyon School District, one of the challenges we face is that the average cost of a home is more than $630,000.
Canyons has no plans to close schools right now, but they're keeping a close eye on enrollment numbers because the loss of students has a serious ripple effect for funding of other schools.
The number of teachers corresponds with the number of students that we have.
Here in Tooele, the opposite is happening. A lot of young families are moving here because they can buy a new home here. That's changing the population and increasing the need for new schools. Tooele City is growing, and so are the schools, which have been growing by 5% every year.
We've
build a new elementary school last year. We're having right now in the process of building a new junior high and high school to open a year from now.
The new Deseret Peak High will have room for 1,800 students. Do you know the top reason why you're seeing the growth here?
It comes down to the affordable housing.
Brett Valdez is spokesman for Tooele School District. He says many young families who cannot afford a house in Salt Lake or Utah counties look here and decide the commute to work isn't bad.
You can hop on I-80 really quick and be in Salt Lake a lot quicker than you can even from the south side of the valley.
You come see the bumblebees.
Danny doesn't like that he was forced to leave his school.
All the teachers were nice.
But he looks forward to planting roots in a new one.
The State Office of Education reports, aside from Tooele, the school districts seeing the most growth are Garfield, Iron, and Wasatch. Kids all across Utah are back in school now, and mental health is at top of mind for parents and for students.
Some kids took the time over the summer to learn how to become resilient under pressure that they say they face. Krista McPeak shows us how and explains the resource group that is available for all of us.
At the National Ability Center in Park City, Shiloh Peterson is learning the ropes on this course, but also in life.
It has given us a lot of inspiration how to help our schools.
She and dozens of other Utah students traveled here for the Stand for Kind summer camp.
Stand for Kind is an organization that's dedicated to improving the mental health of teenagers, of supporting teachers in all that they're doing and going through, and then also parents.
Josh Downs says more and more students are struggling with their mental health.
What kind of things are hard? The doubt and the pressure and just, the constant pressure and of everything just crashing down on you.
Stand for Kind provides help for students and parents year-round. They have 24-hour crisis counseling, an app for students and parents, and mental health trainings and workshops.
Going into the school year, what do you hope kids could accomplish with their mental health?
Boy, this year we would love to see kids just develop greater resiliency.
And students say they're ready to be resilient in improving themselves.
Leadership and communication skills and how to work with other people and bravery, courage.
And to help others.
Just surrounding yourself with good people and just having like good thoughts.
In Park City, Krista McPeak, KUTV 2 News.
And still ahead in our hour-long back-to-school special.
My budget has never covered the supplies that my students have needed.
Teachers spending their own cash on essential school supplies, why they call their budget a token amount.
Close to $45 for a backpack.
Parents facing sticker shock, doing back-to-school shopping, how some schools are stepping in to help. Straight ahead.
RC Willey has top brand appliances, plus free removal of your old appliance.
Stanley Steamer's been cleaning homes and businesses in Salt Lake and the surrounding areas for over 30 years. With a specialized fleet of cleaning vans going out every day, we are ready to tackle any project. From air duct cleaning to tile and grout, carpets, area rugs, and even upholstery, we are equipped and ready to clean your entire space. Call or go online to schedule your cleaning today.
When I was young, just a boy, dreamed of falling in love with a girl like you. I wanna grow old with you. Making my dreams come true. 'Cause I don't get old loving you.
You've been putting back a few, and a few becomes a few too many. For a moment, you think about calling for a ride. Nah, you live nearby. What's the worst that can happen? You get pulled over, your insurance goes up, you lose your license, you total your car, you kill someone.
Everybody work!
resumes.
In this game, you're looking to make moves.
The game is so volatile.
Psychological turmoil. It's the greatest game in the world.
The biggest season of the greatest game ever played. New season of Survivor, Wednesday, September 27th on CBS.
When you need a plumber, think Big Brothers Home Services. Our trained technicians will repair your leaks, bursts, or breaks. Contact Big Brothers Home Services today. We do more.
Name a way a woman likes her men and her cheese.
Full of adventure.
Family Feud. Stop all this adventure.
Weekdays at 3 p.m. on KUTV2.
Live, streaming, and on the KUTV app. This is KUTV 2 News at 4:30.
We're keeping an eye on your money. Although inflation has slowed considerably since this time last year, back-to-school shopping still feeling, I guess, financially painful for so many Utah families.
It does, and I looked at how families on a limited budget are dealing with the high prices and how schools are stepping in to help. 13-year-old Kelsey is getting ready for 8th grade.
I got a backpack and some clothing.
Kelsey lives with her grandma, Lisa Ensign, who is shocked by prices.
Close to $45 for a backpack, and then the clothes even. You know, we've been doing a lot of shopping at different places, and it's just, today was a really hard day for me to let go of the money.
According to the Deloitte Back to School survey, this year, because of persistent inflation, parents of K through 12 students will spend $597 per child on back to school. That's 10% less than last year's $661. With higher interest rates, more parents plan to use cash over credit cards. Although inflation has slowed since last year, many families have not recovered.
You know, having backup bills and, you know, final notices and stuff. It's tough. I've been feeling, I'm on a fixed income. I've been feeling it for quite some time.
That's why schools continue to provide critical support.
So as you can see, we have different colored backpacks.
At Tooele School District, Laura Burdine coordinated an amazing donation effort.
Jeans for our students are very high in demand.
To provide clothes and school supplies.
So last year we had 787 kids walk through the door in a 2-hour period. This year we're anticipating a lot more than that. We're anticipating about 1,000 this year because the need is so high.
Burdine says last year's high prices hurt many families and the hardships continue.
The biggest ticket thing that I say people are struggling with today is definitely mortgage or house payments, rent payments.
Burdine worries that families just cannot get ahead.
And I honestly feel like there's a lot of families who have gone into like major debt in order to survive during this time.
She hopes all of these donations will provide some relief.
I want every kid to go back to school and feel positive and happy about themselves and who they are, and not have to worry about, am I going to eat tonight? Do I have pencils coming into school?
Despite the cost of back to school, Lisa is excited for her granddaughter.
She got all the classes she wanted, so that's a big plus.
Buying for back to school, not only expensive and a burden for families, it can also be hard on teachers.
The state gives the teachers very little money to stock their classrooms with supplies, and teachers told me that too often they're forced to spend their own money on these supplies.
I've been teaching for 20 years.
Becca Hodgkinson.
This is my 11th year of teaching.
John Arthur.
How many years have you taught?
This will be 14.
And Amanda Sutton are veteran elementary teachers in Salt Lake.
And it's always exciting getting all of your school supplies and putting together your classroom.
What these teachers don't find exciting is digging into their own pockets, using their own money to buy supplies for their classrooms.
When I started, our budgets were much bigger.
The state of Utah gives teachers about $163 to buy supplies for the entire year.
That was gone, 2 weeks ago. That's all gone. What did you buy with that? I bought pencils and expo markers. Dry erase markers we go through like crazy. I also needed to get some more ink for my printer in my classroom, and that's $100 right there. Does that cover what your kids need in the classroom?
No. My budget has never covered the supplies that my students have needed.
I think it's a token amount. I don't think there's any way to stock a classroom.
A lot of schools require teachers to do the copy paper for the copier out of their own classroom budget, and that eats through about half of it right off the top.
Aside from the state's $163, teachers may get more money from their school's budgets, but that's often a small amount too.
I have never asked for our students to provide anything because there's shame in that for the kids that can and the kids that can't.
Becca teaches at Escalante Elementary, a Title I school where families have financial hardships.
People are working multiple jobs. Kids are having to take care of their younger brothers and sisters.
John's students face the same issues at Meadowlark Elementary.
Everything that you see in a classroom, all of the supplies, that is teacher provided.
So teachers dig into their own pockets.
Of course it's upsetting. I know that every dollar I put into my classroom is a dollar that doesn't go to my daughters.
To ease the burden, many teachers in Utah fundraise or ask for help.
It breaks your heart because you think there's no other profession that has to do this. There's no doctor who has to go to their friends and family and say, I need these stethoscopes. I need these heart monitors to take care of my patient.
I love my job. I wouldn't do any other job in the world, but it is my job. It is what I get paid to do. My husband is not asked to provide his office supplies.
Amanda teaches at a charter school, which is public but operates independently. She gets enough school supply money because her school's parents do big fundraising.
Without that extra $1,000, I would be continually asking for donations or spending my own money. It's my opinion that people love teachers and they respect teachers, but they see us sort of as doing the job out of the goodness of our hearts. That it's almost it's almost charity work.
No one has ever accused teachers of being paid too much. So that's taking what little we have from folks who have never had enough. And that's just wrong. But we do it because it's all love. We love children, we love education.
In many districts, the relationship between the parents and teachers is under scrutiny.
Why there would ever be a division there, it boggles my mind.
The importance of this partnership in helping children ahead. But first,
it's an $11 an hour, $12 an hour job that could go to, a fast food restaurant and make just as much money.
Schools are struggling to fill critical part-time positions. Some argue they need to raise your taxes to afford paying staff more. That story when we return.
Caleb Williams is transferring to Wendy's for the new loaded nacho cheeseburger.
Hold up those crunchy boys and say queso!
Queso!
It's a nice shot, Mac. You want to get in the next one? Of course. Let's do it.
Starters only. Starters only.
Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new loaded nacho cheeseburger. And Doug.
What do we always say, son? Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance.
So you only pay for what you need.
That's my boy. And you get out there and you make us proud, huh?
Bye, Uncle Emu.
Stay off the freeways. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Hi, I'm Todd. I'm a veteran of 23 years. I served 3 overseas tours. I love to give back to the community. I offer what I can, when I can. I started noticing my memory was slipping. I saw a Prevagen commercial and I did some research on it. I started taking Prevagen about 3 years ago. I feel clearer in my thoughts, my memory has improved, and generally just more on point.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription.
Caleb Williams is transferring to Wendy's for the new loaded nacho cheeseburger.
Hold up those crunchy boys and say queso!
Queso!
It's a nice shot, Mac. You want to get in the next one? Of course.
Nope. Starters only. Starters only.
Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new loaded nacho cheeseburger.
I'm Larry Gelwicks, the getaway guru for Morris Columbus Travel. Run away to the sunny beaches of Cancun, blue ocean waters, white sand beaches, and non-stop fun with Delta Vacations. For details, contact Morris Columbus Travel.
Home issues never seem to happen at a good time, but when they do happen, it is a good time to contact Same Day Heating and Air, Plumbing and Electrical. Our team can handle any home comfort issue you may be experiencing. Contact Same Day Heating and Air, Plumbing and Electrical today. The people who can in the big green van.
At Master Electrical Service, your satisfaction is our guarantee. With our upfront pricing, you'll know exactly what to expect. Providing installation, upgrades, or repairs, your job is our top priority. Whether a minor problem or new installation at your home or business, at Master Electrical, we deliver great customer service every time. With our upfront pricing and 100% money-back guarantee, we are the electrical connection you can count on. Schedule an appointment today at masterelectrical.com.
2 letters can save a life. At Joyce University, you can earn your RN and put your purpose into practice. We are Joyce, the first name in nursing education. Enroll now at joyce.edu.
Riverton Chevy's having a huge certified pre-owned sale. Get as low as 3.9% financing and choose from over 100 pre-owned vehicles in stock.
The Chevyweight Champ, Riverton Chevy.
Very few people know that there are lyrics to Entertainment Tonight.
Hey, here we go. So you've had a very bad day. There's entertainment tonight.
Oh, yes. All right.
Weeknights at 6:30.
Touchdown Trivia. It's your chance to win. Just watch 2 News this morning. Look for the QR code to enter. Get the question right, and you could win the daily prize of a $100 Visa gift card, or be in the drawing for the $5,000 weekly winner. For complete contest rules, go to KUTV.com.
Welcome back. Many school districts are pushing to raise your taxes. The increases in some districts would help boost pay for critical part-time positions that still remain unfilled into the start of the school year.
I took a look at why school districts say the time for the increase in taxes and employee pay is now.
I feel like keeps me young is being with the students.
At Canyon School District, veteran bus driver and trainer Randy Schwartz says they're hiring another 10 drivers.
It's a good part-time job for many people. We're up to $23.56 right now, which is the highest we've ever been.
Whether it's bus drivers, cafeteria workers, custodians, or teacher aides, including for special ed classes, Canyon's district is looking to hire 140 part-time positions. It sounds like a lot.
This is a typical rate, anywhere from $15 an hour to about $23 an hour. And that has really helped us attract candidates.
At Granite School District,
we have schools with 2 or 3 of those vacancies. You just can't fill them because it's an $11 an hour, $12 an hour job.
Granite spokesman Ben Horsley says the school board is asking taxpayers to fund a pay increase to attract new part-time workers and keep current workers from leaving for better pay elsewhere.
Boosting pay from $11 an hour to $14 an hour, $15 an hour, that might keep somebody working here for Granite School District that could go to, a fast food restaurant and make just as much money.
Granite School Board proposed a 5% tax increase, which amounts to anywhere from $69 to $78 a year for the average home in the district, with a value of $488,000.
You're asking people to give money during a time when it's hard.
Our employees are experiencing the same inflationary challenges and difficulties that the bulk of the general public is.
Schools are not immune to the worker shortage, and like other employers in Utah, are trying to hire and keep workers before the school bell rings.
And there's often a debate regarding who is responsible for instilling growth and maturity in kids.
Well, is it the responsibility of the teacher, the parent, or both? I spoke to teachers and parents about this to get a better understanding of what's happening in our schools right now. In 2023, schools are under the microscope.
Hey, read through the paper once before.
Whether it's the books being read,
If they have those forces between them,
or the content being taught.
I don't understand why that would ever be a split, why there would ever be a division there. It boggles my mind.
Curriculum aside, teachers are educating students from all walks of life.
We have students who come who are hungry and so they can't learn. We have students who have parents who are less engaged for a variety of reasons. Oftentimes it's because they're working 2 and 3 jobs just to try and make ends meet.
Deborah Gatrell, who's been in education for more than a decade, sees it every day.
So all of those struggles come into our classrooms too.
Gatrell says it needs to be a partnership between teachers and parents to build maturity and growth for children.
There's no reason for anyone to try and divide us and pit us against each other because that's destructive.
Christine Fairbanks with the Sutherland Institute, an education think tank. Do you feel like in recent years maybe there's been more of a burden on the teacher?
Definitely. Definitely. Teachers, I think, are being asked to not only teach, but to identify problems that are happening in the student's personal life.
Fairbanks, who used to be a teacher,
also feels the parent-teacher partnership is crucial. In her research, she says studies have shown parent engagement has a strong impact in student outcomes.
I mean, they're very often the role models of students as well, outside the home. You know, I think about my oldest son.
High school teacher Kelsey Flint also has 2 children in the public education system and balances the role of teacher and parent.
I can't even explain the growth that has occurred because we were able to partner with his teachers in that way.
You mentioned that partnership. Is there a certain responsibility on the teacher and a certain responsibility on the parent, you feel?
I think parents are primarily responsible for the nurture and growth of their children.
However, over the years, additional challenges arising from what children are dealing with at home appears to be front and center.
The pandemic was hard. It was very difficult, and we took a lot of that brunt.
What are you seeing today?
I think there's a lot more emotional needs, maybe a little bit less maturity.
Flint and Gatrell acknowledge that teachers can't solely hold the keys to help students grow.
We certainly would never try to interfere with what you think is best at home.
What's an imperative sentence? Okay.
One man changing life after life.
Jacinto gave me that push, that extra little kick in the butt that I needed. It just felt like he understood me.
We'll show you how a principal is helping tough teens see their potential when we come back.
Closed caption brought to you by your Utah injury attorneys for over 30 years. Call Siegfried and Jensen today.
I'm a believer.
Coming to Maverick Center for the first time ever, the all-new Hot Wheels Monster Trucks Live Glow Party. Watch your favorite Hot Wheels monster trucks light up the floor, including Bigfoot, Megarex, and many more. And don't miss the debut of the all-new Hot Wheels Monster Truck Gangster, plus the dazzling dance party, laser light show, and more. And kids' seats start at just $15. Don't miss this one-of-a-kind Hot Wheels experience, September 16th and 17th at Maverick Center. Tickets available at Ticketmaster.com.
The Utah RV Super Show is coming to the Mountain America Expo Center, September 14th through the 17th. Go to UtahRVSupershow.com for tickets. That's the Utah RV Super Show, September 14th through the 17th at the Mountain America Expo Center.
Clean water flowing into storm drains is fine, but add in road salts, oil and car fluids, fertilizers, yard clippings, and pet waste. The result is a toxic mess that's dangerous to fish, aquatic life, and us. You can help protect stormwater. Bag and trash pet waste. Don't feed wild ducks and geese near water bodies. Pick up trash from sidewalks, streets, and gutters. Sweep yard clippings and waste away from storm drains. If we each do a little, it can make a big difference because we all live downstream.
Who was your hero growing up? Your grandfather, your mom, or maybe a teacher? Don't forget, you're someone's hero too. They will want to remember and honor you. Memorial mortuaries and cemeteries. Heroes remembered. Life remembered. Come celebrate. It's the 47th Annual Greek Festival in downtown Salt Lake City. There'll be plenty of dancing and, of course, that delectable food. The festivities begin Friday, September 8th, so bring your family and enjoy a tour of our historic cathedral and Hellenic Museum. Plus, renowned Greek band Oniro will be playing during this year's festival. Don't miss the 47th Annual Greek Festival, located next to the Greek Orthodox Cathedral in downtown Salt Lake. Visit us online for complete times and events.
High school graduations have long wrapped up here in Utah for the summer, a rite of passage for most Utah teens. For others, it seemed impossible.
That is until they met Jacinto Peterson, the principal at Valley High in Salt Lake County, one of Heidi Hatch's heroes.
Personally, I never thought I'd graduate, and just the opportunity to catch up and actually be able to graduate and walk with that honor, it's an honor.
Alexander Gonzalez dropped out his sophomore year.
Jacinto gave me that push, that extra little kick in the butt that I needed.
It started on day one when he came into Valley High with his mom, who was explaining how he got off track.
But Jacinto wasn't having it that day. He just said, he looked at me in my eyes and he said, "You're the man here, you're the one that's coming to the high school. you talk to me. You talk to me personally. Don't let your mom talk to for you.
Valley High is a haven for non-traditional students where accountability and responsibility are expected. And also a place of acceptance.
Sometimes we get a stigma of these are where the bad kids go to school. These are the kids, teen parents. We have all of the above. But what I would say about our kids, bar none, they're the strongest, most witty individuals that you've ever met.
I'm guessing their trials make them stronger.
Yes, indeed. They have a lot of scar tissue.
I was just in a really dark place, and so I needed to change.
Franklin Marnick was struggling in his assigned high school. At Valley,
it just felt like he understood me, you know, and I feel like that goes for all Valley kids. It just, you feel understood and you feel seen by him.
I'm filming my new rap video. You want to be on it?
He's amazing. He always, we always see him in the hallways. He always says hi to everyone. He comes up with nicknames for people, and I love that about him, that, he has that connection with everyone, and he always cares to know your story. And he's the fun guy, but he's also, the reason I'm graduating. And
Principal Peterson, known only as Jacinto, can be tough, but his secret sauce is knowing how to connect.
Unfortunately, I like shoes. I'm a shoe dog. I like fancy clothes, so when I see kids who have fly gear, we have a conversation about it.
And a chat about what's on the outside leads to the inside.
I just do my job, and hopefully that I do my job to a level that I can look kids in the face and say I've done a good job by them.
He doesn't like attention and doesn't love the idea of being called a hero, pointing to anyone but himself.
I don't like that kind of energy. It's embarrassing to me. And when people say, what's my heroes? I'm like, these kids, you guys are phenomenal. I never had the courage that y'all had.
I plan on going to college. I want to come back to this school and be a teacher here. And hopefully sooner or later, be principal here. I want to make the change and be able to have students say that I was their Jacinto.
Until then, he'll keep walking the halls of Valley High.
The kids are the real reason why I come every single day. They are phenomenal individuals. I don't think they realize how smart they are and intelligent they are, but these kids are the future in that I hope to be able to impact the future so that they can take care of me once I'm old.
Thanks so much for joining us for our Back to School special. To see these stories and others, check out the Crisis in the Classroom section of KUTV.com.
And don't go anywhere. KUTV 2 News at 5 starts right now.
Did you use your mum's car to dispose of a body?
It's a size and scale that'll make this one of the country's largest ever manhunts.
As in everything.
Including you, Father Brown?
Sounds like I've got some catching up to do.
Well, I'm certainly going to give it a whirl. They want you to change your name.
Barry Grant.
I will get back. Watch me.
Stream the best of British TV. Only on BritBox. Watch with a free trial at BritBox.com.
Whether you're ready for fall or wishing summer lasted longer, our lineup of above-the-rim shakes has you covered with favorites like our Oreo shake, Huckleberry shake, and now, back for a limited time, our pumpkin pie shake. Arctic Circle, where the good stuff is.
We're so old, our first license plates were Roman numerals. Riverton Chevy, 100 years of service, and we're just getting started.
The Chevyweight Champ, Riverton Chevy.
My late father-in-law lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had AMD. I didn't know it then, but it can progress to GA, an advanced form of the disease. His struggle with vision loss from AMD made me want to help you see warning signs of GA, like straight lines that seem wavy, blurry or missing visual spots that make it hard to see faces, like this one, or trouble with low light. That makes driving at night a real challenge. If you've been diagnosed with AMD and notice vision changes, don't wait. GA is irreversible. It's important to catch it early. Talk to your eye doctor about GA and learn more at GAWon'tWait.com.
Want to leave works all day so I can keep working my magic. Just want to leave. 12 hours of uninterrupted pain relief. Aleve, who do you take it for? And for fast topical pain relief, try Aleve X.
When I was young, just a boy, dreamed of falling in love with a girl like you. I wanna grow old with you.
In grade school, when the teacher asked, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" I stood proud and said, "A rain gutter and siding installer." Tim Brown Jr. here, fourth-generation owner of RGS Exteriors. My great-grandpa started the business in the 50s, then my grandpa, then my dad, and now me today. I wake up every day thinking, man, I am living the dream. If you want siding, windows, or gutters from people that really care, RGS Exteriors is your only call.
When you have a clogged drain, think Big Brothers Home Services. We'll inspect your drain and keep them flowing with our 5150 drain clearing. Contact Big Brothers Home Services today. We do more.
You can see how high the water was up on that opposite bank over there. Just blows our mind.
A major mudslide shut down both directions of Highway 6. Coming up, what drivers can expect.
Storm system with a lot of rain pulling out of Utah, so we're going to see a lot of sunshine for the next several days. I'll tell you how warm our temperatures get. That's in the first alert forecast coming up.
And local skiers and snowboarders celebrate as Old Man Winter makes a first appearance. We'll share more on our first dusting of snow. 2 News at 5 starts right now.
Live, streaming, and on the KUTV app. This is KUTV 2 News at 5.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to 2 News at 5. Some Utahns heading home after a soggy Labor Day weekend, adding a couple of extra hours to their drives as UDOT workers are getting the highway fully open on Highway 6.
And skiers and snowboarders are celebrating after a small dusting of snow in our high elevation mountains. Thanks so much for joining us on this Labor Day edition of 2 News at 5. I'm Jamie McGriff.
And I'm Mark Bell. Glad you could be with us today. Hope you're enjoying the holiday. Tonight we begin with our first alert weather team coverage. Chief Meteorologist Sterling Polson sharing just how much rain we've gotten over the last 48 hours.
And Brian Schnee is on the live desk with new video as snow falls in our higher elevation mountains. But first, Emma Riley is live in Carbon County after a mudslide damaged parts of Highway 6. Emma, UDOT just reopened a stretch of Highway 6 about an hour ago.
Yeah, we got a first look at that damage this afternoon. For now, gravel patches are the temporary fix, but as you can see, drivers are able to make their way up through the canyon. Earlier, drivers had to take a detour.
We weren't aware of it, coming through, but it was relatively quick.
Drivers returning from the Labor Day holiday were met with an unexpected detour on Highway 6. A mudslide washed out 4 feet of the roadway between Helper and Soldier Summit. Both directions of the road were shut down completely Sunday afternoon.
You can see how high the water was up on that opposite bank over there. Just blows our mind.
The water was flowing down Crandall Canyon in the middle of a burn scar from the Bear Fire in 2021. Hinkley says UDOT is in the middle of an almost $5 million project to widen drainage pipes.
We had just a 10-minute span at about 1:20 to 1:30 where we received 2/10 of rain in that 10 minutes. And that's double the amount of rain that we knew we could withstand based on the burn damage that's up the canyon.
Luckily, drivers that had to take the detour Monday afternoon say they weren't too inconvenienced by it.
It just reminds me of, the thistle thing that happened in the 80s. And I haven't really heard of a landslide that's happened since then.
Highway 6 is now reopened. They are allowing cars to travel through at 25 miles per hour, and UDOT crews will be there continuing their construction for the next few days. Live in Wasatch County, Emma Riley, KUTV 2 News.
Emma, thank you. Let's go ahead and take a look at current road conditions. Looking at a live UDOT camera in Park City, where starting tomorrow, crews are going to be making road improvements, and this is going to happen at Lower Park Avenue between Empire and Heber Avenue. And they will be upgrading utilities and roadway reconstruction efforts. Work will continue through October 30th.
Utah's powderheads and snow lovers are celebrating. On your screen, video from the top of Snowbird Resorts, our high elevation mountains across the Wasatch Front, seeing a first dusting of snow. Can you believe it? It snowed so much, crews actually needed shovels to shovel some of the areas near the top of the Snowbird Resorts.
But are we really ready to talk about snow?
No, not yet. But we had a lot of rain. You said you had a lot of rain at your place this morning.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Sterling, it was rocking and rolling in different parts of Utah with that rain.
Yeah, some very heavy rain came in from about 3 a.m. to about 7, 8 a.m. this morning. The rain was really coming down. Places like Centerville, North Salt Lake, Bountiful Bench. Some very heavy rain was falling. And here are some of the rainfall totals. So Eden picked up over 2 inches of rain. My rain gauge, I have a rain gauge at home, 1.55 inches of rain. Draper 1.29, Logan 1.04, Payson almost an inch there, Provo 0.83, and Heber 0.62, so over a half an inch there. And I'm sure these totals will be coming in a little bit later today and updating. We'll have more updates for you tonight on 2 News at 10. This storm system is pulling out. Goodbye. It took us time getting here, but actually that gave us a pretty nice Saturday and a pretty nice Sunday until late in the afternoon and evening Sunday. So 2 of the days of the weekend turned out pretty good. This little guy here isn't going to do much. It's going to kind of wander out. Could bring a few clouds on Friday, and that's about it. But this is what we're watching now, moving out into the Central Plains. A few little showers still lingering across northern Utah, and we'll see those until after sunset tonight. And then temperatures dropping down into the 40s, even 30s, and should be very comfortable for the next 7 days. Forecast coming up.
Sterling, thank you. You can download our 2 News weather app and always be ready for changes in your neighborhood. You can get those updated forecasts and live radar right on your phone, and the app is free to download. So, as we mentioned earlier, the cooler conditions brought our first snow of the season to some of our higher elevations.
Yeah, Brian Cheney on the live desk showing us some of the areas seeing September snow. Can you believe it, Brian?
Well, Mark, I can, because it's all extremely high elevation, right? This is looking into Honeycomb Canyon, rather, from Solitude Mountain Resort. You can see the snowflakes there piling through. Obviously, similar elevation here, right? Almost 11,000 feet. The snowflakes falling at Snowbird in Little Cottonwood Canyon. Nearby, just next door, the neighbor, if you will, a little Alta Magic here showing off at Sugarloaf. A lot of this snow is gone, by the way. I just checked the cameras a few minutes ago. This was a little bit earlier today. Also, our friends in the high Uintas. You've seen the camera probably floating around on social media, that Bald Mountain UDOT camera. This isn't far by. This is some really heavy snow at Trial Lake in the Uintas. Just beautiful to see, depending if you like this sort of thing. And also riding the tram up at Snowbird earlier today. All of this relatively high up. There's a good chance it's not here tomorrow, Jamie.
All right, thank you so much, Brian. And while here in northern Utah, we are seeing snow, down in St. George, they're getting a light show. Literally, these photos were taken during last night's storm by Camry Bassett. Cool shots. If you see something interesting or capture a great moment, go ahead and share it with us. You can download your photos and videos to chime in, and you can do it straight from your phone using our 2 News mobile app or at KUTV.com.
A man is under arrest tonight. A woman in the hospital also after an overnight stabbing that occurred in Salt Lake City. Philip Wilkins accused of stabbing a woman and then strangling her near 6th West and North Temple. Wilkins is also accused of stealing the woman's phone and assaulting a police officer. The victim is in the hospital with serious but non-life-threatening injuries. Police are still investigating what led up to that stabbing.
The Sandy Police Department mourning the death of an officer. K-9 handler Brad Taylor just passed away from a medical condition. In a statement, the department says their hearts are broken. They're asking everyone to keep Taylor's wife, daughters, and the rest of their family in your thoughts. An official cause of death hasn't been released yet. Tonight on 2 News at 6, Darby Sparks is learning more about Brad Taylor and ways that you can help his family during this difficult time.